All right. Hello, hello. How are we doing? Good. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So today is the marketing. Okay. So we're going to talk about some marketing. And just while we're at it here, I'm not even going to talk to them, but I'm just going to turn it on. Just see what happens here. We'll just turn on the live on TikTok. There it is. Not even going to pay attention to them. There we go. Okay. So in this workshop, um, what I want to do is make sure this is on. Okay. So I've got some slides broken down for you, and I want to help you with creating, um, everybody has trouble with the niche, right? So what I want to do is help you figure out your niche. And I've put together some slides here I will share with you, and we will complete as we go. So how is things going so far with what you've been dialing in? Have you taken any action? You can unmute yourself if you want.
You know, when you have some downloads of new stuff that happens to you, you get confused.
Mm.
So this whole week was very confusing for me in a good way, because you in 1 week taught me stuff that I was trying to figure out for months,
Mm.
if not over a year. So I had a breakdown and I'm getting myself together to start taking action. So
Got it. Okay, cool.
I
Well,
wrote a lot of stuff down, but it's a lot of confusion inside of my brain that you have to start all over again, but now you know how to start. Now you know
got
what to
it.
do. So.
Yeah, sometimes you got to like clear out it's like going in and clearing out the history in your computer, right? So it's not like messing up your search results or something, right? No, I can totally understand that. I totally get that. Okay, good. Well, today, like I said, we're going to go over the basically understanding the niche, because people have the biggest problem with that, right? Like, it is a huge problem people have. And it's so as you're going forward, you're going to create your digital product, you're going to launch this business, you're going to grow this business, but you need to understand the framework behind it, because it's not, so many people think that they're finding this niche or whatever. And in the business that we're in, which is essentially, if we want to make it the most simple, it is coaching, right? Like, so we're in the coaching niche. We're helping people. We're taking our advice, our life experience, our opinions, our beliefs, our interests, our achievables, and we're giving that, we're passing that solution on to someone else, and they're paying us for it. So that's essentially what we're doing here. All right. And what the slides that I'm going to be breaking down here today, they're going to be, I'll have them inside the Make Once Free community, right? I'm going to put them down there because inside I've been putting all those past, um, all these past, recordings. They're inside of that Make Once Free community. Um, so yeah, so let's get into these slides here, and let me get this pulled up. Okay, so can you see my screen? Okay. Okay, good. Let me get. All right. So we're good on the slides, right? All right, cool. Very good. So if you're watching over at TikTok or whatever, um, I'm going to be going through some slides. Obviously, you can't see them on the screen, but they will be in the Make Once Free community that you can access by the link up in my profile. So, or you can just go over there and join. We're on there right now, and you could be on here too. So with the niche, you're basically, what you're doing is, and those of you that are on the webinar chat thing here, whatever, if you have any questions as we go through this, just put it in the chat. I'll stop and we'll discuss everything like that. Okay. Because I want to kind of have you going through this at the same time. That way I want you to understand this stuff. Okay. So when it comes to the niche, you're creating the niche based off of like who you are, right? Now, I know that you've heard me talk about, go out there, find the gaps in the wheel, find the problems, and that's going to happen, but you're only going to be able to find what you're looking for. Does that make sense? You won't be able to find the thing that you're not interested in. You won't be able to find those things. So it's really crucial that you do find that you are the niche and you're going to be creating it based off of like who you are. Okay. So you're going to turn yourself essentially into your customer, right? So I want you to think about and turn yourself into that actual avatar, right? And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be creating a list of all of the things that you're interested in on the thing that you're talking about, right? So there's no rhyme or reason here. You're just writing down those interests, right? You're writing down what you're interested in. You're writing down your goals. Okay, so again, pretend you're this avatar. You're this avatar. For Kareen, like for you, you want to help. I'm going to say women, but probably everybody, right? But you want to help them with confidence, like overcoming, low confidence, because that was something that you were dealing with at one time, right? So, this is where you become your avatar and you start thinking about the interests that you had when you were in low confidence, right? When you didn't have when you didn't have confidence, what was the things that you were most interested in, right? And then what were the goals? Like what were some of the goals you had? And what were some of the problems that you had? Okay, so these are things that you're listing out, right? You're listing out when I didn't have confidence, or when I didn't know how to make money, or when I didn't know how to lose weight, what was my interests? And it's in the framework of thinking about that person, Does that make sense? Okay. And when you didn't have confidence and you were facing these things, or when you were overweight, or when you didn't know how to make money, what were these goals that you had? What were the things that you were focused on? What were the problems that you were facing, right? And then what you want to do is you want to just simply list out, knowing now, because that'd be the reason you're doing this, knowing now, list out what you do to actually overcome the problem and achieve the goal, right? Like, so what do you actually do to overcome the problem and achieve the goal? And just write it down in a simple way. You don't have to get into the nitty gritty. I mean, you can literally write, like if I were going to say for me, right? A complex topic or something like how to make money online, how to make recurring income. If I were going to list down how to overcome the problem and achieve the goal, it would be very simple. I would write down, if you want to make money online in a recurring revenue, selling your advice online and coaching and things like that, okay? Making money from the internet with digital products, essentially. All I would say is you need to solve a problem, and then you need to attract the people that have the problem. You need to convert them into leads, and then you need to convert them into paying members. And you need to create a product that's going to solve their problem for them and support them, hold them accountable, and coach them through the process and help them scale to the next point. That's exactly what I would say, right? Just that. Then we can go into it later. Like we can dig deeper into it. So just in a simple way, like if somebody asked you in passing, you're in an elevator or something, they're like, oh, really? Oh, so you help people make money online. Okay, well, how do you do that? Well, what we do is, we show them how to find a problem that they can solve. And, we show them how to attract people to them that have that problem, and how to convert them into leads and sales, and then how to actually create the product and sell it, and all of those things. So that's all you would say. And so the same thing is for you too. You just write this down. Okay. And then from there, the next thing you have to do is realize that you just created everything. You literally just created everything that you need right there. Okay. You created your brand message. Okay. Because what's your message now? It's like, well, my message now is I help people make money online. Okay. Why? Well, because I wanted to make money online. I was struggling with these things, whatever. So what happened that you figured out how to make money online, right? There's that story. And now you have endless content ideas, right? You have all the interests that they would have. You can go out there and start creating and finding these interests. Now I'll show you a cool hack. And you can do this in multiple ways, but I usually use like vidIQ. You could also go to like Quora. You could go to, and there's a million places. Just you're looking for questions essentially. You could go to people's reviews. But basically, what you're doing for endless content ideas, like your first 30 days, you can literally go find. My favorite way to do it is to either go on, YouTube is my favorite, or TikTok, or Quora, like I said, and you're basically searching all the interests that you just wrote down in the previous step. You're searching all the goals that you just wrote down in the previous step. You're searching all the problems that you just you wrote down in the previous step. And what you're doing is you just simply search that stuff. And when you search it, the whatever comes up, right? So if you're at Quora and you're putting in like your interest was trying to figure out how to make money from the internet, or trying to figure out how to not be so emotionally damaged when somebody would make fun of me because I didn't have confidence and stuff like that, right? And then when you type that stuff in, when you put it in there, what happens is these results come up. And the only thing that you're looking for is you're literally looking for the questions, right? You're looking for questions. And let me see if I can't do this. I'm going to try something here. I'm just going to reverse this around. Whoops. I don't know if it's going to work or not. There we go. There. Not the best, but it'll work. Okay. So yeah, so when you do that, when you find all those questions, right? Then what you're doing is that's like your first 30 days of content. You shouldn't have to like trip out about content from there, right? Like you should honestly be able to um just cover those topics without making it like difficult, without making it hard. You can now just like cover those topics. Literally. Like your videos should be very simple. You should just cover those topics, right? You're going to basically have a hook, and then you're going to bring up like an interest, like an interesting thing that you're going to talk about in that piece of content that covers it. And then you're going to pay it off. You're going to give them, they should get from point A to point B in all of your content. And then you have like a profitable product right away. Like you instantly have something, because what you're actually talking about, you just wrote down. The reason you put this down was because you turned yourself into the avatar in the list. You can't help anybody or know anybody better than yourself. Nobody. Like you can't make somebody do something. You can't figure somebody else out like you can yourself. And yet you're going out there and trying to find somebody else to figure out when you're the person that you figured out. And that's you're the person, right? Like you're the one that needs to like understand that. Okay? What the hell is going on with this thing? Hold on. My camera's like freaking out. Hmm. Hold on. I swear. Okay, there we go. Freaking go. Okay. All right. So basically, if this was a problem that you wanted to solve and you spent the time to actually solve it and you knew what you were trying to do, what you were interested in, your goals, your problems, and you listed out how to overcome that problem and overcome those goals, like it is exactly like you're not the only one, right? Like it'd be very, 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 very rare that you're the only person that wanted to solve this problem and spend the time to actually solve it, right? Like that's the other thing. It's like, you actually went, it's such a deal to you. Like you're even thinking about coaching other people on the problem because it was such a problem. Does that make sense? Like it's so important that you understand this because otherwise you're gonna blow your brains out in frustration and you're gonna be very, very upset because you're gonna be looking for this thing that you can't find. And I did this forever. How many people just in the comments are like just in general, like you're always like, well, I don't know my niches. I don't know my niche. I don't know this. It's like you're looking for this person or this thing out there, right? That's going to buy your stuff that you're going to create. And the reason you can't find it is because you are it. People don't go creating things because like they're finding some random trend or hot thing, right? Like in this business, we're talking about selling digital products and coaching and creating recurring income and selling things like courses and stuff, right? Now, if you want to sell fidget spinners and stuff like that, have fun chasing the next wave. But I don't know about you, but I want something more like powered, that like controlled. Okay. So now that you've listed out those things, that is your brand message. Your brand message literally is, you know, what you want to be known for, why, and what happened. Okay. So we've talked about that in other videos this week. And then the endless content ideas. I mean, you can go out there. I'm not joking. Like you could go out there and just be like, um, I want to be more confident. You could type that into the search and you're going to find a bunch of videos that come up. And then you can just go find all the questions and then just go answer all the questions. That's going to get people to come to you, right? That's going to get people to come to you. Your free content, the content that you put out there, the free stuff, that is almost, and it sounds weird, but it's almost more important that you focus on that than anything else because that's what people are judging you by. What else can they judge you by? They don't know what your product looks like. They don't know what's inside of your course. They don't know any of that stuff, right? So you trying to like figure that out is, thinking that I hear people say, well, I'll give them the good stuff inside of the product. It's like, well, they're never going to get there. They're never coming to get to the product. Like, how are they going to see the product first and then the marketing? Right. So when your marketing needs to knock their socks off. Okay. It needs to be very good. Like, and not in a sense, like I'm not talking about some highly polished stuff like that. I'm talking about it needs to really meet the mark. Like, and then your product, you wrote down here in the previous thing, you wrote down how to overcome the problem and achieve the goal. That's your product. That's what it's teaching. That's what it's doing the whole time, right? You're just so your mission is to actually hit the goal. Okay. So your mission now for your business that you're going to be growing is to hit the goal, like make the money, lose the weight, get the confidence. Okay. Your mission each day is to solve problems. They're all over the place, laying everywhere. Are you going to pick them up and fix them? Or are you going to just, I mean, what else would you do? Right. And then pass on the solution. That's what you're doing. That's how people find you. It's nothing more than that. It's nothing more than that. Go solve the problem. You're not going to show up every day in the marketplace with solutions to problems and questions that people have and not get a following. What that doesn't make any sense at all. Why? How would you not? Does that make sense? Like, I don't even know if this is worth doing over here. So, let me flip this around. I don't think anybody's even paying attention to this. So the next thing is your daily mission. People are always thinking like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what people are, if I create content, how do I don't even know where to begin. I don't know what to say. Right? This is what you feel like. So your daily mission is just, you're going to create content talking to your past, current, and future self. And you're going to be sharing your beliefs, your opinions, and your experience. And you're not worried about the people that are going to be talking smack. You're not worried about any of that stuff because that doesn't matter. That's not part of the machine. People talking trash and, all that stuff, they're just telling you who they are, right? Like, but I don't even think about that stuff. Like if people could say whatever they want to me, right? Like it doesn't even affect me at all. And I know that sounds silly and I know it does some people. I mean, some people get like so offended, right? And like they get so hurt and so whatever. Okay. But I just look at it as like, if I'm mowing the yard and an airplane flies over, okay, I heard it, I could see it, but it has nothing to do with what I'm doing, right? My only thing that I'm focused on is mowing the grass because that's my job in front of me. I don't care about all the sounds around me, the birds, the bees, the people, the street. I don't care. I'm mowing the grass, right? So when I'm building my business and I'm trying to help people that have the problem that I had, right? And I'm talking about like the beliefs that I had, this because that's how you're going to attract people. That's how you're going to get them to come to you. Right. So you're talking to your past self. What would you say to that girl, the Corinne with the confidence? It's like, what would you go back and say to her? Right. So when you're doing your marketing, which is just educating the marketplace, imagine that girl was scrolling on her phone. Okay. If there was phones, like there was no scrolling on phones when I was in school, but when there was scrolling on phones, okay, there is now, right? So you're talking to that girl. So think about like, what would you say to that past self? What would you say to her in a like, and if they're sliding through and they're looking at content, they're not gonna you starting out going, "Hi, my name is blah 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 blah." Like they're gone. Like they're like, I don't even this means nothing to me. But if you start out with, are you sitting there scrolling on your phone because you just got insulted walking down the hallway and you're trying to like pull yourself together right now? That that's gonna stop her in her tracks. Okay. And here's a powerful way when you do hooks. Okay. Here's a really powerful thing that I just learned recently about doing hooks. Cause I'm recreating in Make Once Pro, I'm recreating all the content marketing stuff. Like I've been on a major download, learning things. And, when you go to do your hook, you could say like, here's the top 5 ways to comb your hair. Okay. That hook's okay. But what about this hook? After watching thousands of tutorials about combing your hair and buying some of the best hair combing products, here's the 5 things that I learned about combing your hair. So what did I do there? Okay. So when you go to write a hook in your marketing, here's what you're going to put down. You're going to, whatever the thing is, okay, so whatever problem you're solving, you write that down. But then the next thing that you write down is where you're basically adding the value to it. So how much time did it take you? So in the first one, I'm like, here's 5 perfect ways to comb your hair. Okay. So what's the problem I'm solving? How to make your hair look nice, right? Okay. That hook is not as powerful as if I add time and money to it. So watch this. Instead of saying that, I'm saying after spending over 200 hours on hair combing tutorials, so there's time, right? We're saying the same thing, but I'm saying time with it. And then how do I add money to it? Okay. So after spending hundreds of hours watching hair tutorials and buying several hair combing products and tools, here's my 5 biggest lessons. So you see how I did that? So you have, how are you adding a time cost to it and a money cost to it? That's how you create a great hook. Okay. Problem. And then how much time did you spend and how much money did you spend to figure it out? Or at least one of those is going to be better than just saying, here's 5 tips. Okay. Does that make sense? So when you go to create your hooks, you know, you could be like, after years of being depressed and emotional and being down on myself and buying books and courses on how to become more confident, here's 8 things that I discovered that are going to help you be more confident the next time you walk down the hall in your high school. If you're talking to that girl, right? Now, all of a sudden you've got her. She's going to watch this. And then the next thing that you want to bring up right away is like, what's the big interest? Like, basically, how are we going to keep them watching, right? What's the big interest peak that you're going to pop in there? Okay. So basically, if I was doing the hair combing one or the girls' confidence one, like the hair combing one, I'd be like, so here's 5, you know, and I would just show like the 5 things that I'm going to show them, like boom, boom, boom. Or on the confidence thing, you could be like, you could give them a glance, an interest peek of like what it is, right? Like you could just show them kind of like what that thing's going to be. Does that make sense? So, excuse me. So that's essentially like, now that you've got, again, your daily mission is you're creating to your past, current, and future self. You're sharing your beliefs, your opinions, and your experience. And you're teaching about your interests. You're teaching about how to reach the goal of becoming more confident or make more money or lose the weight or how to overcome the problems. And then this is the focus every day. Look at what I'm doing exactly right now. Okay. We've got people live on the workshop here inside of the free community. We've got, 30 people or so over here on TikTok. I could have had YouTube live going, but honestly, I was running late, so I didn't get everything going. But regardless, there's give or take about, 30, 35 people watching right now. Okay. So how expensive would it be right now if I wanted to get 35 people to just come to my office and sit here out in front of me? First off, 30 people in here would be crazy, right? Or anywhere in your house. Okay. Or if I was to get them to a hotel or to get them on a phone call, I mean, that takes a lot. Here, I just turn on TikTok. I could turn on YouTube and have maybe some more. I could turn on Instagram, right? So instantly you can start talking to these people. And what am I doing? I'm sharing my beliefs, my opinions, my experience. I'm showing you how to reach the goal. I'm showing you how to overcome it. We're talking about interests. And you can see that over time, people will connect with you. You're connecting with me, right? You're learning. You're like, wow, this is valuable. Okay. Now, let me share with you why this matters so much. Because if you can get, let's say, one person a day to come join you, let's say they're just paying you, I mean, let's just say they're paying you $10 a month. Look, I'm going to say $30 a month because that's $1 a day. Okay. That's $1 a day. Back in the day when you weren't confident, when you didn't know how to make money, when you didn't know how to lose weight, would you have paid somebody $1 a day to know that you could get that figured out? If you knew that you could pay $1 a day, right? I would have. Shit, no problem. Okay. So let's just focus on that. If you got one person, okay, one person a day to join you at $30, okay, I'm putting it in, All right, grab my calculator here. So $30 a day times 365 days. By the end of the year, that's $10,950 per month. And you're getting to share your what you've learned and pass on some solutions. And you can do this from anywhere, right? Like anywhere that you have your computer. That's if you just had one a day. If you had gotten to a place where you're doing two a day, that's $21,000 per month. What if you got three a day? I mean, when I was doing the martial arts thing and I was growing that, it was $67 a month. There was days I'd have 10, 15 people join. So as you keep doing it and as you keep sharing this, it's not like you're just doing this to make like little puddly money. It's like you can actually create a real crazy income. And I don't even have to convince you of this. You can just see it out there. You know, people are doing this. You know, I'm not at some corporate place right now. I'm in my freaking office. Okay. So please understand that. All right. Okay. So here's why most people fail. All right. I'm just going to fill this out as we go here. So they try, okay. They try to solve a problem they haven't experienced. And so guess what shows up? Good old fashioned imposter syndrome. Okay. What happens is people want to go out there and learn how to make money online, and they don't actually want to be a coach or a leader or a consultant or a course creator. They just know that that's a good way to make money online. And so they'll say, well, I want to do that. And then they'll just pick some trend and they'll go attack some trend, and they never make money doing it because their goal is not to be an online coach or a course creator or somebody that essentially goes out there and solves a problem and then comes back and reports the experience and the findings. And then all these people are bitching, moaning, and complaining to the people that they bought the course from and saying, well, I tried it and it didn't work for me. Or they're saying stuff like, um, you know, I thought this would make me money. And it's like, well, you know what? If you don't want to teach people how to solve problems online, or if you don't want to share with people the problem that you solved, if you're not inspired to do that, then it's not going to work for you. If you don't want to be a basketball player, and I'm telling you to be a basketball player because you could make money doing it, it ain't going to work for you. Okay. So, like with what I teach, if you don't want to actually share how you solved your problem with other people and coach them and support them and lead them and help them and figure out better ways to do it, then this isn't for you. Right. But I tell you this because people go out there and they're like, they'll listen to what I'm saying right now and they will want to, they're like, oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Solve problems online, make a course, and then talk about it and do content, and people will buy it. No, they probably won't unless you actually want to do that. Like I naturally was a talker. People came to me all the time naturally to solve like a problem or something. Like people always came to me because I liked to kind of teach, right? I liked figuring something out and then teaching my friends how to do it. I liked being a leader. I liked being captain of the football team. Like I liked being the leader on the basketball team. Like I like helping people. I've just always had a knack for that. I've always loved figuring out how to solve a problem and then, give it to the people that need it. Like I don't know, I just like that. I have a charisma for talking and connecting with people. Like I enjoy that. So I tell you this because if you don't actually have a problem that you're trying to solve, your marketing's going to suck. Your product's not even probably going to get built. And you're going to end up being frustrated and it's going to be horrible. It's not going to work. You need to find something different. the swimming team isn't for everybody, right? Being Bob Ross, the painter, isn't for everybody, you know, like, so please understand and ask yourself that question first. Like, do I like people bringing me their problems on the topic that I like? And do I like to take it and synthesize down and go out and learn? Like, see, like people are coming to me and I want to create a process for people to create content because I know how important it is. I mean, it's how people discover you. It's how your brand grows. It's how you make money, right? Online. So I know that a lot of people struggle with creating content. So, and I mean, I did myself, right? And I'm like, how can I solve that problem? So I get enthralled. Like I can't go to sleep at night because I'm so focused on trying to figure out how to do that. I'm like, how can I break it down into little baby building blocks? And like, how can I make a little system out of this so that Kareen or Bonnie or Sabrina or, you know, people, you know, can figure this out so that they can make content, so that they can make money because they actually want to share their solution with somebody. Right? You're not going to force this. You can't force a tree to grow. You have to plant that seed. You have to water it, take care of it, give it sunlight. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. So this is where a lot of people, this is why they fail at this. Okay. It's not because you suck at online business. It's because you're doing something that you probably shouldn't be doing because you don't actually want to do it. You can't just get it. This is not a business that you get into. If you want to sell digital products online that you create, this is not a business for somebody that's just doing it because they think it's a way to make money. This is a business for people that actually like are in, like when I think about the idea of creating a digital product, like shooting videos and explaining how to do something, like exactly what I'm doing right now, I'm like having the time of my life. Like I absolutely love what I'm doing right now. I did this when I was broke. I did this before I even knew you could make money doing this. I was doing this like with ebooks and shit like that back before video was even like actually decent. So audios, I remember making audios. Okay. Like, excuse me. So another thing that they do, um, well, and so here's what happens. When you solve your own problems, Jesus. When you solve your own problems and then sell the solution, you skip ahead. I'm reading off of my notes over here. Okay. I didn't get it all put in there. You skip ahead of 99% of people that are chasing trends. And then here's what I've found throughout this whole experience that I've been doing this is you don't beat your competition, you just outlast them. It takes a hell of a horse to stay in the saddle. Like to stay in the saddle, to stay in the whatever okay? Like it takes a hell of a horse. It does. Like that is the easiest way to beat everybody is just outlast them. You know how many people I've seen come and go over the years? Like it's insane. And I just stayed true to my core here. You know, I get distracted like you do. I get confused about things. Things change so fast, you know, but my mission is solid. Like I want to help people make money using the internet, selling digital products, courses, their advice. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do come hell or high water. It's what I love to do. So because of that, it doesn't matter what happens out there. I'm going to be here because I've made that decision and I'm not backing down. Like you have to make that same kind of decision. Okay. All right. So the next thing, I can get my computer to be nice. Okay. You see what I'm doing here? This is cool. So you can like watch me do this in like live time too. Okay. So when it comes to your product itself, and okay, so we're talking about marketing, but you have to think about marketing in terms of the product. You build things in like reverse, right? The product is what determines the marketing. You want to have really good marketing, you want to have really, really, really good content. Guess what? Have a badass product. Because if you have a badass product, people get badass results, and all you have to do is talk about that. You talk about what the product does, you talk about what it will do, or you talk about the results that you've gotten or that people are getting from it. Okay. So when you build the product, you build a product that you're using now, but make it better. Okay. Or you can build a product, build what doesn't exist in a product that exists already. Okay. Remember, we kind of talked about like filling the cracks and things like that. But the marketing is this right here. I want you to understand what's happening right now. Okay. Thanks, Alejandro. It says, love the content, bro. Build Lab is life. Awesome. Um, what if you want to sell your service, such as coaching rather than a product? Well, then your service is the product. Think of the product as essentially the solution, whether you're doing it in a service way or a here's my thing, take it and use it way. It doesn't matter. Don't get derailed by the activity that happens. Get more focused on what happens in the service or the product, right? So that's what you want to pay attention to. And then here's the thing. Pay attention to what I'm doing right now. Okay, like now if you're over here on the TikToks, I'll just give you like a little behind the scenes. See, look. I'm over here. I'm creating a slide. You can get this if you go to the link in my bio. You can get these slides after this little presentation. I just thought I would go live. You can hear me talk, and if you're, I don't know what you're doing, but hopefully you can pick up maybe a tip or two along the way while you're on here. Okay, but what I'm doing right now, I'm building this with you. I'm not waiting till the product's perfect. I'm not waiting for everything to be awesome before I do it. Okay. I'm literally building it with you. And when you build it with someone, then there's no bullshit about it. They're with you right there, seeing it. They're like, oh, yeah, I guess this person actually does know. I guess they actually do it. They get to see the product right there. They're like, oh, do you see that? You're sitting there waiting for everything to be right. You're waiting for all the conditions to be perfect before you start. Here, I've been doing this for 15 years, made a couple $1 million online doing the shit, and I'm building it right here with you, screwing it up. My camera's all jacked up. Not everything's perfect. Not everything's right. But what does that make you think of me? Does that make you not want to be around? Does that make you not like me? Does that make you feel like this is a bullshit thing? Or what does it make you feel? Probably the complete opposite. Somebody says, how to market a new group with no members in a way to catch interest. I just shared that with you. You're building it right now. This is your marketing. My marketing is my doing. I wasn't even fully prepared when I started this. I didn't have enough slides left, or I didn't have enough slides built out. So I'm building it with you. I still have the information. It's in my head. I wrote the damn notes down. I just didn't turn it into a digital screen thing that we're looking at here. And is that okay? Do you feel like, do I seem like a loser because of that or something? Or does this seem like not as valuable because of that? No, it's the complete opposite, actually. Right? Okay. So the other thing is you can build a problem that keeps the problem solved. Okay. Build a product that keeps the problem solved. It'd be a pain in the ass if the refrigerator only worked some of the time, right? So somebody says, I agree, but who's going to pay money for something with no social proof? I want you to ask yourself what you're really saying right there. How do you get social proof? Why don't you go out and prove what you're doing in social? My group started with one person. And when they got in there, you know what I said to them? You better enjoy it now. You get all my attention. Tomorrow, I'm going to do another workshop. There'll be some more people in here. My attention will get divided again. The question shouldn't be who's going to pay for something with no social proof. The question should be, what am I going to post today to get more proof? What am I going to do right now today that's going to give me something to talk about? You know, yesterday I have a guy in my group. His name's Bajan, and he struggled his ass off with creating a product. He didn't believe in himself. He didn't think that he could talk about something or create something, and he kept putting it off, kept putting it off. And I'm talking about almost a year doing this shit, putting it off, putting it off, putting it off, kept getting down, didn't think he could do it. And yesterday, something happened. I don't know. He got a fire under his ass. But we were on a call, and I said something about, I said, you know what? I kind of made like a challenge to him. I said, you know what? I said, I bet, I said, the best thing that you could do is just practice creating your course. I said, you don't have to show it to anybody. I said, but just, I want you to write down the 5 or 10 videos. Just, pretend your course is only 5 or 10 pretend that you have to make it 5 or 10 videos. And then I said, just turn your camera on. And I said, don't worry about microphones. Don't worry about anything crazy. I said, just look at your camera and start creating it. Pretend you can't, you have to make them short. I said, make the videos like 5 minutes long. That's all you get. When you put restrictions on like that, and when you do that, it forces resourcefulness and creativity out of your bones. So when you just go to create, and I said, you don't have to show it to nobody, just practice it. Okay. And so, he's like, oh yeah, okay. And then I was like, but nobody will do it. I said, 100% of the people watching are not going to do it. He's like, bet. And I was like, bet. And I shut the thing off. And it was our Make Ones Pro call. It's all recorded. If you get into the live or the paid community, you can see it. His ass got to work. That day, he was back and forth, and I kept in there with him in the community. I just was working back and forth with him. I kept saying to him, I was like, where are you at now? And man, he started cranking these videos out. And what's so funny is people down in the comments were like, this is pretty good shit. They're like, what was that you were using? Like, what is this? And I was like, interesting. And like, I was listening to his videos, and they were very conversational. I was like, wow, I think somebody learned something here. And then today I woke up this morning. I said, how far did you get? He goes, I got all 9 videos done, all 3 sections. He's like, it changed everything in me. He goes, my whole life changed right there. He's like, I realized I could do this. I realized that I wasted a year thinking and preparing and overthinking. He goes, I just busted them out and they were good. And I'm like, I said to him today, the post, I said, and guess what you have now? I said, you have a story to tell today. You have anything that you want to talk about? You could talk about the process, why you did it, how you did it, what you overcame to did it, what you created, when you created it, where you created it, what you're going to do with it, what's the next version. And then he goes, now I have this thing that I can go back and fix and edit and make better. And I was like, oh, interesting. You have something to edit. You have something to actually make better. He's like, I didn't even think, I just did it. And I was like, that's what you do. How else do you get it out of you? It's not like there's some, people want to sell courses online and make money. People want to, do all this stuff where they're selling a digital product that they created, and they have this idea of creating a digital product and all this stuff. And they go to create it and they're like, oh shit, this isn't what I thought it was. This is a little bit harder than I thought. And then they start overthinking it. They start doing all this stuff. Nobody knows how to do it. I could tell you every single thing to do, but until you get your ass to go boop and press record, and you start going, blah, 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 and you're like, da, ba, da, 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 da. You just create notes. You just write shit down. You just create notes and you start teaching. It's practicing. You get it out. But then what happens is you get done. You're like, man, that shit sucked. I need to fix it. That could be a way better thing. I forgot to put he goes, there's so much stuff that I would fix. And he's like, I forgot to add some stuff. There's some stuff I would take out. I said, that sounds like a master talking. That sounds beautiful. I thank you. Good. How else do you fix it? So that was beautiful. Okay. So understand this, that your story is your mission. Your story is your mission. Your story, your product, that's what I just said to him. I said, now you can talk about your whole little mission here. You can talk about why you created it. You can talk about what happened. You actually have something to talk about. You could go live and say, this is what I did yesterday. Let me show you what I did. And that's how people start to believe in you. That's how people start to care. Right? And then one thing leads to the next. That's the truth, right? Okay. So the next thing, I want to open up for some questions here. But here's what you're showing people, okay? And you people over here on TikTok, if you want this slide deck that I've been teaching on here, you can grab it. If you just go to the link up in my profile up there, you can go join the free community. It's free, for God's sakes. You can join the free community and you can get access to this. See what I'm doing, though? Like, I'm not hiding anything from you. I'm doing marketing right now. Does this seem like, I don't know about you. Like, I'm assuming that you want to do this stuff. I'm assuming that you're seeing what I'm doing right now and you're envisioning you doing that, right? And does it seem like I'm in pain right now? Does it seem like I'm like hurting? Seems kind of fun, doesn't it? I don't know. When I seen people doing what I'm doing right now, I dreamed of doing that. It made me so like I couldn't sleep at night when I thought about the possibility that I could actually do it. And I could have hundreds or thousands of people paying me money each month to have access to what I'm doing, right? So, and now it's happening, right? Like it's happened for me. And all I did is I had to push through all the overthinking. I had to just go create something crappy. But what I'm doing right now, you're saying, oh, this is valuable. Love the content. This is great. And I'm creating it right now with you. Like, I'm just doing this. I just turned my cameras on. I got cords all over the damn place. My office is a mess. We just moved here, like I don't even I have a sheet on my wall. I was like, do I really want to paint this wall black? I was like, no, I'm going to go to Walmart and get a black sheet and just stick it on there and we'll see what it looks like. I didn't think to myself, oh, people are going to make fun of me. People are going to look at my thing, whatever. I'm like, if you want to make fun of my black sheet, read between the lines. I don't, to me, whatever. If you want to talk shit on me, I'm out here trying. What are you doing? Talking shit? It's like, come on, who's in the better side? Okay. So now what we're going to do is you're going to be showing people why they should care. Why should they care? You're showing people why they should care. Why does it benefit them? Okay. And you're showing them a reason to change, a reason to transform. Okay. Why should anybody care about what I'm talking about right now? Well, if you don't want to have a job and you still want to make money and you want to make more money than you could at a job and you want to just make it from, solving problems and teaching people through courses and videos and you want to be able to do this when you're on vacation, when you're on the toilet, when you're in your car, when you're laying in the backyard, when you're upside down, when you're beside, I could be sick in bed and be like, all right, guys, well, listen, I feel like shit, but you know what I figured out? Okay, I can do whatever I want and I can make a ton of money doing it and I can help a lot of people and I get to play with technology and I get to create something and it never goes out of style. Because when the tide changes, I just go, oh shit, the tide's changing, and I can create something different. Somebody says Skool doesn't have an affiliate program for my course like Teachable does. Well, I'll tell you what, that's so funny you say that because I was looking, I screenshotted this comment. Sam Ovens himself, if you could see this right now, I put it, this lady, Evelyn Weiss, she was one of the winners of the Skool game. She goes, I also think once there's an affiliate option for communities, Skool will explode. And I put down below, I said, I get asked 5 times a day if I have an affiliate link for people to sell my community. I upvote this thought, and Sam Ovens liked my comment. So all that tells me, and I already know, is that they're going to be creating that for, like, I'll be able to have an affiliate link for my product. So if you wanted to sell Make Once Pro and make 50% commissions on it or whatever, then you'll be able to do that. Okay. So I know that's coming. Skool's brand new. Like, people don't understand. There is already tons of millionaires from Skool, but nobody even knows what Skool is. Like, it's brand new. Okay. And I'm the only one that has this hat because I made it. But all I'm saying is it's a powerful platform, and you have a choice. You can spend time trying to figure out all the reasons why this industry doesn't work or why digital products don't work and all that horse shit, or you can just get in here and we can get to work and we'll be the ones going, about time you guys freaking figured it out. Okay, like, I mean, seriously, like, okay, so why they should care? What's the benefit to them? Well, do you like having control of your day? Do you like having time? Do you like having control of how much you make? Do you like having the ability to create cool stuff all day with videos and pictures and content and stuff like that? If you like that stuff, then great. If you don't like that stuff, this isn't for you. Okay? I love this shit. I think it's a blast. I mean, I go to sleep every night knowing that, like, I created some stuff that inspired somebody, that helped them figure out something, that helped them actually have more hope that it's possible for them, gave them something to actually think forward to or think about. It motivated them to want to learn. It gave, like Bajan yesterday, you know, that it warmed up my soul when he was like, God, I can't believe I waited this long. And then it unlocked for him. And that's, if there's anything that I'm trying to do, it's that's that transformation. That's that he can actually, because now he's got some confidence behind him. He's got a little oomph in his freaking rocket because he's seen that he could do it, that it was possible for him. And he just had to quit overthinking it. He just did it. And I told him, I said, you don't have to put it out in public. You don't have to, you can share it here in this community, but our community, we all love each other in there. It's a safe place, and I protect it in there. If people start doing shenanigans, they get a boot in the ass, and that's it. There's no second chance. So I keep it like that because I want people to feel safe, and I want people to know they can put their ugly version out, and we'll be like, damn, that's cool, man. Or, you know, here's how I would do it, or whatever. It's a you know, it's like, you need that. Because everybody else is out there like, oh, you want to make your life better? No chance. Did you see what the politics said yesterday? Oh my God, my neighbor. You know, all this horse shit. It's like, you need a place where people can help you, right? So you're going to show people why it matters, all right? I've got a few more things here. I've got 2 more things, 3 things here, and then I want to open up for a few questions, and then we'll call it a day, okay? All right. Is this helping? Okay, is it helping? Okay, good. So, oh, this one's good. Okay, so framing your I'll just put frame your content. Okay, this is, again, this is our marketing workshop. All right. So in framing your content, all of your content, you're gonna create it. So you're gonna create through your story of pain, struggle, emotion, benefit, successes, potentials. Okay. So you're going to basically, I have so many microphones, I can't even see my damn. You're going to share where you were and where they can be. Okay. So this is really important. When you go out there, everybody, I don't know what to say in my content. I had a guy the other day on one of our calls inside of Make Once Pro. He was like, so we should just like be our like real self. And I wasn't making fun of him, and I wasn't thinking he said anything wrong. But just the fact that we're trying to manufacture or create something that isn't actually us is problem number uno. Like, why would you not just be yourself? Why are you not good enough? I know I'm not the sexiest man in the world. I'm probably like number 2 or something, you know? I know that I'm not like the best speaker in the world. I know that I'm not the smartest business money making person in the world. I'm just being myself and sharing with people that don't know what I know, that haven't figured out how to make 7 figures online, that don't know how to create a course yet. Shit, if I could just get most people to replace what they're making at their job as an online coach, if that's what they want to be, and teaching stuff, that would be great, right? Shit, that's all I wanted. When I first got started, I just didn't want to have to work for anybody. I didn't care if I could just work for myself from home with my computer and my phone, and at least have my number, reach my number that I could pay my rent, pay my car payment, pay all the bills, and then have some money to still go do something. I was cool with that, because deep in my brain, I knew if I could at least get to there, I would just do a shitload more of what I did to get there to get more. So I could buy the car I really wanted, or go on the trip I really wanted to go on, or, that stuff, right? So I knew that. Okay. I knew that. So thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. So this is when you're teaching, like I just did it right there. When you're framing your story and you're talking, look, what was the pain you were going through? What were the struggles you were having? What were the emotions you were going through? Okay. What was the benefit when you figured it out? What were some of your successes? What were some of your failures as you're doing it? What are the potentials you're looking for? Like, what are you going to be doing? Think about where you are right now and where you could be. That makes sense? Can you do this? How can you not do this? You just have to talk about what actually happened. You should talk about what actually is happening. It's like it's happening. Everything that you need to create is happening in this moment right now. Okay. So, story worth telling. Okay. So we're just about done. We got a couple more here. I'll open up for questions. All right. So you need to know yourself. Obviously, you need to know yourself if you're going to be, teaching and coaching your past, current, and future self. What would you tell your future self about right now? What would you tell your current self about right now, what you're figuring out? What would you tell your past self? What would you say to that person? What would you say to her? You need to know yourself. It's a story worth telling. I hear people all the time just telling me stuff. Like, friends, family, whatever. God, if I'd have known that back then, geez, whew. That's a piece of content. I don't know what to do in my short form content. You know what, guys? I was sitting down the other day. You just turn it on. You just turned it on. I just turned mine on. I wasn't ready. I was like, oh shit. I'm still fumbling around with shit right now. Been a goddamn hour. I know that you're never going to be ready. You never feel ready. You can prepare for the whole month and you go to hit that button and you're like, even I do. I'm like, oh, fuck it. Just fuck it. I'm like, if I screwed up, if they make fun of me, then I guess they can make fun of me. Bring it on. Ooh. Laugh at me. Poke fun of me. Go make fun of me out there. Go put the worst, take my pictures and AI me into some terrible bad stuff. Do it. We'll laugh at it together. Because I know what really happened and I know what I'm actually doing. You want power? You want confidence? You want resilience against those things? Know what the hell you're doing. And I don't mean know what you're doing because I don't think anybody knows what they're doing. I'm talking about know where you're trying to go and what you're doing, because then you won't have time to feel sorry for yourself. You won't have time to be depressed. You won't have time to focus on why you suck or don't suck or why you think you're ugly or not ugly. You won't have time for it. You'll be busy trying to go where you're going. You'll be busy trying to help people. You won't have time for that stuff. I don't care what you think I look like or don't look like. I'm just trying to help you. And if you want to get mad at me about that, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to try to be somebody I'm not. I'm going to know myself and help. And at the end of the day, what are you going to really say? Oh, that Mike, what a freaking prick. Guy's going on the internet trying to help people. Freaking asshole. Like, really? Okay. So you got to know yourself. You got to create yourself. Create to yourself. Sorry. You got to create to yourself. I'm just creating to my past self. Okay. I'm just creating my past self. Okay. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm thinking about that struggling Mike back then. I'm just creating to him. If him found this comment, if him found this, it's so funny. Ariel, she's like 5. She's always like him standing right there. You know how when they're little and they talk like that. Her standing right there. Like, but I'm just hoping, like, if a younger version of me that's out there, which there always is a younger version of you, right, would find maybe this content, it would help them. So that's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. Just share it. People are ready. They're ready for it. They're ready for you. They're looking for you. Okay. You got to build for yourself. I'm building my business so that it makes sense for my life. I want to make what I want to make, right? I want to make a couple $100,000 a month. You might hear that and you might say, oh, that's never going to happen. And I would have, back in those days when I was trying to just replace my job, I would have said the same thing. But as soon as I had a $50,000 month, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. Then when I had a $100,000 month, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. Then I had a $150,000 month. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. But I couldn't, all of a sudden it wasn't. It was like, this is possible. And that's what I want to make. To me, I don't look at it as a lot. I look at it as that's 1,000 people paying $149 a month. That is nothing. $149 a month is like $1.50 a day. That's like, this was $1.99 and I bought 2 of them. So you could either buy one of these or you could join my community each day. You could buy one of these each day or you could join my community each day, right? Think about it. And if I get 1,000 people that buy one of these each day because they want to actually learn how to make money online, then that's 1,000 people at $149. And soon it's going to go up to $199 a month because I want serious people, but that's $200,000 a month. At $200,000 a month, I can get a new t-shirt every month if I want. I can put gas in my car. I know it's a lot, but I don't want a little. But it's great. What's wrong with it? I can help more people with it. You got to sell to yourself. I know what sells me. The shit I'm saying to you right now would have sold the pants off of me. I'd have been all in. It's what I wanted. Okay. And I want you to realize this. Okay. This is a really good insight. I think a lot of people don't realize this, but there's no other person you can understand, help, and profit from than you and those like you. This is a pretty powerful little statement here. Okay? Think about that. There's no other person you can understand, help, and profit from than you and those like you. Think about that. You can't know anybody like you know you. And you are talking about the whole thing you're talking about because you had that problem one time and you solved it. And it was such a big problem, an ugly, audacious problem, that you knew that if anybody else was going through this shit, that you wanted to hand them the medicine because, God, you don't want anybody else to feel that pain. Right? Does that make sense? And so why are you trying to figure all these other people out? There's already tons of people out there like you. Shit, some people even look like you. I'll see some people, I'm like, that fucking looks like me almost. And it's me. Like, I'm like, damn, that guy looks like me almost. Shit. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, if there's people that look like you almost, for Christ's sake, there's definitely people that act like we're all, there's only so much we can all be different by. You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, I just need to understand myself more. More I know about myself and trying to help myself, if I just share that instead of keep it all to myself, because I'm going to die. You know what I mean? This isn't a negative thing. We're not being negative here. But like, I'm going to die. I mean, we got to agree on that. So are you, And it's like, at least I better share this with somebody. You know what's so neat is like, I can share all this stuff and it's on the internet now. It'll be tucked away in some deep, dusty corner of the internet, but maybe some kid will find it who's going through a bad day, or some lady will find it that just had a argument with her boss or whatever, and she'll be like, whoa. And maybe this could shift her whole entire life and she could find a better way because I decided to just share what I was figuring out instead of just keep it all to myself. I'm not telling you I'm right about everything. I'm just telling you what I figured out. Why can't you do this? Now, if you don't want to do this, that's fine. Just do something else. Easy fix, right? Just do something else. If you want to do this, then do it. This is how you do it. Okay. All right. So a few minutes here. What questions? We'll do like, 10, 15 minutes if you have questions here. What questions do you have? I'll stop share on this here. What questions do you have? And what's up? Okay. So, let's see. Okay. So what questions do you guys have about anything that we talked about here today? You can, if you're you can unmute yourself if you'd like on the webinar thing here or on Zoom. Any questions? If we don't have any questions, that's fine. We can get along with our day. If you're in the Make Once Pro community, the paid community that I have, at in about 45 minutes, I'm going to be doing another one of these, but it's going to be obviously private for the people in pro, but we're going to be going into product creation, digital product creation. Okay. So, anybody have any questions about this? Anything? If you don't have questions, then geez, must have done a pretty good job. That's pretty good. Any comments? What was your biggest takeaway?
I have a comment.
Okay.
As always. I think that I have everything in front of me. I have PLR from Evelyn that I created. I have a lot of content. I just need to put it out there and start doing, like you said, just don't be afraid and just go ahead and with the mistakes and everything around it. I think you helped me this week. You really pushed me to do it.
That's
And
awesome.
you gave me the confidence that I kind of lost a little bit in the past few weeks. You give it to me in 1 week and you fill that empty hole that I had
That's
to do
awesome.
it because I have everything.
That's all. I
And
mean,
I have one question actually about the Make One Pro. Do you is that one-on-one or it's like more like a group kind of thing that you when you teach?
yeah. So when you get into Make Ones Pro, we have on Monday and Thursday, we have like a support call. It's a Q&A support call. It's kind of like you're doing this right here,
Mhm.
kind of like what these are like. And I mean, most people don't ask a lot of questions. So um, you get this one-on-one time like you're getting right now, right? And it's actually, most people don't realize it, but people want this like private one-on-one time, but you don't learn and grow as much as you do doing it this way. And I've done that because I've worked with people in private one-on-one, and there's certain cases where, yeah. And if you're a Make Once Pro member, there is time where you do get one-on-one, right? Like certainly, like private Zooms, of course, private coaching, custom coaching, tailored coaching. But then on Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday, I do Zooms that are just focused on attraction, conversion, and product creation. So then, um, there's times there, like if you ever need something, where it's like, hey, can we jump on? Of course, I'll do that. As long as you're a member. And then, we're doing things where there's going to be, the top earners or the top performers are going to get rewards. I'm going to bring in like VIP guest speakers. I'm going to be there'll be new courses unveiling all the time. There's an asset library in there. There's you know I'm doing blueprints on everything. I'm making guides on everything. I mean, I just want to help you make money as fast as humanly possible that is sustainable, long-term, like high value income, doing what you love to do, creating, your membership community and your program. And that's my goal when you're in there. And I mean, you can cancel anytime. Some people, they'll come in, they'll get what they need, they'll leave, then they'll come back. It's whatever. And then there's also the lifetime membership that you can do. And if you use Klarna, because you can use Klarna, it breaks it up into payments even. So you can get lifetime access, which is the absolute best deal. I mean, you pay once and then you have lifetime access. But um, yeah, I mean, and then, each month I'm gonna be increasing, or not each month, but well, it could be. But I'm gonna be increasing the monthly price because I want the premium to get so high that only super serious people get in there because I gotta protect the quality of the group. So um you do that by raising the bar, right? So it's like people that are getting in now, they can get in, you know, at $1.50 a day, but then it might go to $2 a day, $3 a day. You know what I mean? So it'll get to a place where it's like, you know, And I do that to motivate people. I mean, they got to get off their ass and go. I mean, whatever it takes to motivate you, I don't care. I just want, because once you get there, then it's no cost. The money you're making because of the program, you're making more because of the program than the program costs. It's like you don't even recognize it. Like you don't even, it's a write-off. It's a tax write-off for you. I mean, it's nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, you get custom coaching. I mean, I get you there. Like if you join our family, like, you know, our community, whatever you want to call it, or our homies, you know, like, I mean, I make sure you get what you need. I mean, if you show up, I mean, I can't do your push-ups for you, but if you show up, we'll get them done, you know? Angelique says, I've been following you since you started and your progress has been phenomenal. Very inspiring. Cool. I need a girl. Well, wrong course. So go to Hamza or whatever, Adonis school in school or whatever. He teaches you how to do that. Okay, so any other questions? I don't know if there was any on here. Would you go back to Facebook ads? Yeah, I mean, advertising works. Okay. I mean, it all works. Door to door works. I just focus on, I just focus on, I really like content. It stays out there. It pays you, you know, on and on and on. Um, you know, I've ran ads. I'll run you know, it all works. I mean, once you have it converting and it's making sense and you've got your message dialed in and you know what you're talking about, you can anything you want to get more attention, you can do. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you? Well, right now you can get on the special promotion for lifetime till the end of March, which is basically here in a few days. You can instead of 997 bucks for lifetime access, which again you can pay it with Klarna and you can pay 249 a month or whatever until it's paid off, or it's like 4 payments or something. But right now, if you join, if you shoot a message to me or whatever that you want to join, I'll give you the link for 597 bucks, and then it's only like 149 a month for 4 months. So you get 4 months to pay it off, and then you're done forever. So, or you can just pay the monthly now. I'm feeling great. Thank you for asking. Okay, awesome. So yes, no, I'm excited. Looks like we don't really have any questions, which is fine. Don't be scared to ask questions, for God's sakes. Um, you should be scared not to be asking questions. Good. Okay. So starting again Monday, we're gonna have people, or yeah. So starting again Monday, the daily workshops in the free community are happening. So you're keeping the monthly plan. Yes. I mean, you can pay monthly or you can pay one time. It's up to you. Yeah. I mean, I'll always have that option, I think. I don't know why not. I mean, if you want to pay the ticket up front, I'll give you lifetime access, which is a pretty damn good deal, I think. To get live access to me for life. Like, I mean, I'll be doing this. I promise I'll outlast everybody else. I mean, unless I die real early, but even then, I at least lasted as long as my little machine would last. So, but this is what I'll be doing. You said you were getting rid of it, the monthly. Yeah, I thought about it, but then I thought, you know what? I said, you know, I want to, I want to give people the opportunity because not everybody can do the other one. So next week, if you join the Make Once Free community, you can access the workshops. All you have to do is go in there, introduce yourself, and you'll unlock the calendar and all that jazz. And then if you want to join Pro, then you can go join Pro and get in on the gangster. So it'll just speed things up and you'll have a place. So are we good? Good. So the recording of this is going to be in the free community, and I'll see you on Monday, hopefully, and bring your friends. But the biggest thing I want you to do is ask yourself, like, why would I not create something today? Like, why would I not start posting today? Why would I wait again, for tomorrow? Like, what are you really waiting for? Like, go screw it up. Okay. Like, be, go get it done. Like, just, I mean, nothing's bad's going to happen to you. Hell, nobody's probably watching you right now anyway, so you can get it out of your system. You know what I mean? I mean, and then looking back, it'll just show progress. Like, it'll just show that you care and you're trying to do it. But just don't overthink this thing at all, please. You're not going to learn anything by doing nothing, I'll tell you that. You're not going to ever get good at anything by not doing anything. Like, you got to start at some point. I mean, it's never going to feel different. Just start pressing record and shake. I've been like, ah, like I know how it feels. Okay. But at the end of the day, you're most likely going to be by yourself in some room looking at a freaking camera or your phone. And you just got to get past that shit. I mean, your friends like you for some odd reason. You'll have more friends. Okay. All right. Let's make it happen. You know the drill. We're peacing out of here.